There are some vehicles that do much more than carry people and cargo. They become symbols of an era, reminders of a nation rebuilding itself, and reflections of the hard-working people who shaped everyday life. The Chevrolet 310 from the late 1940s is one of those vehicles. It is more than just a classic pickup truck. It is a rolling piece of American history, wrapped in steel, painted in optimism, and remembered with a kind of affection that few automobiles ever achieve. To truly appreciate this truck, you have to travel back to a time when the world was changing. The years following the Second World War brought a sense of hope and renewal. Industries that had focused on wartime production returned to serving ordinary families and businesses. Farmers, tradesmen, shop owners, and workers needed dependable transportation, and Chevrolet was ready to answer that call with a completely fresh vision. When this pickup arrived, it represented a major step forward. Chevrolet introduced what became known as the Advanced Design Series, and immediately people could see that this was not simply another work truck. It looked modern, confident, and purposeful. Compared to many trucks that came before it, the design felt revolutionary. The cab was larger, the visibility was better, and the entire vehicle seemed built with the driver in mind rather than treating comfort as an afterthought. One look at the truck today, and it is easy to understand why collectors and enthusiasts continue to fall in love with it. The front end has a character that feels almost friendly. The bold grille stretches proudly across the nose, while the rounded fenders flow smoothly into the body. Every curve appears intentional. Nothing feels overly aggressive, yet nothing feels weak. It strikes a balance that modern designers often spend years trying to achieve. As sunlight reflects off the sweeping metal surfaces, the truck seems alive. The proportions are simple but beautiful. The hood sits high enough to give it presence, while the cab and bed create a silhouette that has become one of the most recognizable shapes in automotive history. Even parked and silent, it tells a story. Part of that story comes from the people who relied on it. This was a truck that worked for a living. It hauled tools, supplies, crops, and equipment. It spent long days on dusty roads and muddy fields. It was present during early mornings before sunrise and remained dependable long after sunset. For many families, it was not just transportation. It was an essential partner in everyday life. Step closer and open the door, and you enter a world that feels wonderfully different from modern vehicles. The cabin is simple, honest, and free from unnecessary distractions. There are no giant screens demanding attention and no endless menus to navigate. Instead, the focus is on the fundamentals. The large steering wheel sits proudly in front of the driver, while the dashboard presents information in a clean and straightforward manner. Metal surfaces dominate the interior, reminding you that this truck was built during a time when durability mattered above all else. Yet despite its simplicity, there is a surprising warmth to the experience. The cabin feels inviting, almost like stepping into an old workshop filled with memories and stories. You can imagine a driver climbing inside decades ago, placing a hand on the wheel, turning the key, and preparing for another long day. Every scratch, every worn surface, every polished edge tells a tale of work completed and journeys taken. That sense of authenticity is something modern vehicles rarely capture. Under the hood, Chevrolet equipped the truck with an engine designed to prioritize reliability and practicality. It was not built to dominate racetracks or impress with extreme speed. Instead, it delivered dependable power that owners could trust day after day. The engine produced a smooth and steady character that suited the truck's purpose perfectly. When the motor comes to life, there's a sound that instantly transports you to another era. It is mechanical, honest, and full of personality. Modern engines often strive for silence, but this truck celebrates its machinery. Every vibration and every note from the exhaust reminds you that countless moving parts are working together in harmony. Out on the road, the driving experience feels completely different from what most people know today. The steering requires attention. The suspension communicates every detail of the pavement, and the pace encourages you to slow down and enjoy the journey. Rather than rushing from one destination to another, The truck invites you to appreciate the scenery and the simple pleasure of driving. There's a rhythm to it. The engine hums steadily, the wind flows around the cab, and the road unfolds at a pace that feels relaxed and deliberate. In a world obsessed with speed and efficiency, that experience can feel surprisingly refreshing. Of course, driving a vehicle from this era requires understanding its limitations. It does not offer the comfort, safety systems, or convenience features that modern trucks provide. Yet that is also part of its charm. Every mile feels more connected. Every turn requires participation. Every journey becomes an event rather than a routine task. As the years passed, this truck developed a legendary reputation. Enthusiasts began restoring them, preserving them, and transforming them into showpieces. Some owners chose faithful restorations, carefully maintaining the original character. Others combined classic styling with modern engineering, creating machines that blended vintage beauty with contemporary performance. This enduring popularity has had a significant effect on value. Decades ago, these trucks could often be found sitting in barns, fields, and garages waiting for a second chance. Today, clean examples are highly sought after. Prices vary depending on condition, originality, and restoration quality, but the demand remains strong because people are not simply buying a vehicle. They're investing in a piece of history. When discussing the Chevrolet 310, comparisons naturally emerge. During its era, it competed with offerings from Ford and Dodge, both of which had loyal followings and strong reputations. Each manufacturer brought unique strengths to the market. Some focused heavily on rugged utility, while others emphasized durability or value. Yet what helped Chevrolet stand apart was its ability to combine practicality with a sense of style and comfort that felt unusually modern for the time. It was a truck that could work hard during the week and still look impressive parked outside a local gathering on the weekend. That versatility contributed greatly to its success and continues to influence how enthusiasts view it today. What makes this truck truly special, however, goes beyond specifications, design details, or market values. Its real magic lies in the emotions it creates. Even people who know little about classic vehicles often find themselves drawn to it. There is something universally appealing about a machine that wears its history so proudly. Every dent, every restoration, every surviving example serves as a reminder that great design and honest engineering can endure for generations. As the sun sets and the truck sits quietly beneath a golden sky, it becomes clear why it remains beloved after all these years. It is not merely an old pickup. It is a symbol of determination, progress, and timeless character. It represents the hard-working individuals who relied on it and the generations who continue to preserve its legacy. The Chevrolet 310 proves that some vehicles never truly grow old. They become stories on wheels, carrying memories across decades and connecting the past with the present. And perhaps it is why people still stop, stare, and smile whenever one rolls by. If you enjoyed this journey into one of the most iconic trucks ever built, be sure to share your thoughts in the comments and tell us what classic vehicle you would like to see featured next. And if you appreciate stories that celebrate automotive history, remember to like the video and subscribe so you do not miss the next adventure.